So what is going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another zombies video on the channel, where today what I wanted to do was a Q&A answering your questions about the zombie storyline. But since I haven't done one of these in a very long time, I don't really have a lot of recent questions from you guys, but I do have a couple, and there are some that I've been wondering about as well. So for any future ones, if you have any questions to do with zombies storyline related or Easter eggs, leave them in the comment section below and they might feature in a future video. But the first question I wanted to ask and answer today is, how do the zombies know where we are all of the time? No matter which set of characters you are playing as, Primus, Ultimus, the Call of the Dead casting crew, the CIA and the CDC in Nuketown, the 5 characters, wherever our characters travel to. For example, the Transit crew started in Transit, which was Hanford, the USA. They then travelled to Die Rise, which was in China, and then they ended up in Buried, which was Angola, Africa. They went to multiple different locations, but the zombies followed them and knew exactly where they were every single time. And it's the same with whoever we're playing as. Ultimus, they went from Kino der Toten to Ascension to Call of the Dead, where they accidentally got locked behind the door. They then went to Shangri-La and finally to Moon, but each and every step of the way, the zombies knew where they were. They followed them. Now, in most cases, you would say because these zombies have a controller, being someone who literally controls them. So back in the older days in World at War, Samantha Maxis was in control of the zombies. She sent the undead to chase Ultimus wherever they went. So if they went from Kino to Ascension, she would tell the zombies, go there, attack them. If they move location, she'd then send them there. The same can be said in Black Ops 2 zombies. It was Richtofen who was in control of the undead. He sent the zombies after the Transit crew. He guided the undead to them. In the map Alpha Omega, it is the Avogadro who is in control of the zombies. We know that not only because of their eye colour being white to represent him, but also when you pick up power-ups, you hear his voice. So in a lot of situations, we know how the zombies know how to find us because they have someone controlling them, guiding them, telling them where to go. But there are other maps where this isn't the case, where we either don't know who's controlling them or no one is controlling the zombies at all. So for example, in Black Ops 3 zombies, you hear Samantha is the announcer. You hear her voice when you pick up power-ups. You also see that the eye colour of the zombies is yellow, the same that we saw back in World at War when she was in control. But from everything that we know in the storyline, Samantha isn't controlling the zombies in BO3. She is not inside of the MPD pyramid. She is in Dr. Monty's house. In Origins, these zombies have yellow eyes, and when you pick up a max ammo, for example, you hear a demonic version of Samantha's voice, which would suggest that she is in control. But the whole Easter egg in Origins revolves around freeing her from Ogotha. She needs our help, so for her to send the zombies after us at the same time makes no sense. We don't know who's controlling them in Origins. It's the same for other maps as well. So in certain situations, you could say, well, the zombies know where we are, they know where to go because they have someone directing them. But in other cases, well, we either don't know who's in control of them or they don't have a controller at all. And so in those cases, how do these undead, brain-dead zombies know where to go? If you look at pretty much any other zombies game out there, you usually have this big open world where zombies just stand around, walk in circles, walk in packs, not really doing anything productive, and it's only when you get in their line of sight or make a sound is when they start chasing you. But Call of Duty Zombies is different because the zombies seem to know where you are 100% of the time. There is only one weapon, which is the EMP, which you can throw at the undead, which shuts them down and allows you respite. But well, there is a game mode that we saw in Black Ops 2 called Turned, which might give us a bit of an answer because we get to play from the perspective of a zombie. So we get to see what the undead see. And you notice that one of their abilities, besides from being able to walk on lava without taking damage or getting hurt, and besides from being able to run really fast, is their ability to see humans through walls. It's almost like they have infrared vision. I don't think they've got exactly that, because wouldn't that mean they would then be able to see heat from everything else? There is fire all around Transit. There should be other objects giving off radiation as well and light, but it's only humans, us, that show up in infrared. So if it's not quite as simple as they just have infrared vision, at the very least appear as a target. They glow up orange, so no matter how far these zombies are away, they can see you. If you're a meter in front, you're this huge glowing object to them. If you're a mile away, yes, the light emitted from you is a lot dimmer, but they can still see you. So if this is how these zombies see, that would explain how they know where we are constantly, even if they're not being directed from a controller to go to this location, go there, kill them. In the map Ascension, Samantha sent these zombies from the Cosmodrome to 5, the Pentagon, to thwart the survival of JFK and the crew. There are situations where they're told to go and follow these people and kill them, but there are other situations where the zombies don't have anyone instructing them, which means they should be this mindless creature just roaming around waiting to find meat. They're not superhuman, right? They're still zombies. They're supposed to be brain dead, but in Call of Duty, they're chasing us all the time because they know where we are all the time, because they can see us all of the time. Like I mentioned earlier, there is only one weapon that we've seen which can kind of disable this. That is the EMP grenade. You throw it at the undead, the eye colour then goes blank, and they almost shut down. Now, in Black Ops 2, it was Richtofen who was controlling them, so that would mean the EMP grenade severed Richtofen's connection to the zombies through the ether, meaning when their eyes end up like this, they have no controller. That does make me think, well, in other situations where we don't think they have a controller, why do they still have glowing eyes then, and why are they still moving? So perhaps there's something slightly different going on there. But getting back to the main question, why do they know where we are all of the time? It's because they can see us all of the time. And whether they have a mission from a controller or not, they are still zombies. At the end of the day, they want human flesh. And the next question is about the forest. We first saw it in the Black Ops 3 main menu loading screen. We have our characters sitting on a log around a fire, and then surrounding them are zombies just walking around aimlessly, ignoring our character, which of course is very unusual because normally the zombies are attacking us, but in this forest they don't. And then we also saw it in the trailers leading up to Revelations. Again, all of our premise characters and Dr. Monty were here in this forest. And in the final map for Black Ops 4 Tag der Toten, we saw it once again. Primus and Ultimus were here, and it's also the place where they died. But the question is, where exactly is this? Because there is something strange about this place. Whenever we've seen our characters here, either there have been no zombies around, or they've ignored them. It seems like the zombies don't attack our characters in this forest. And the fact that in BO4 they came here to end the multiverse, to destroy the summoning key and ultimately kill themselves, tells us there is something strange going on here. But we've never actually known where this is. There have been theories that it relates to the frozen forest that we hear about in BO3's campaign, but in regards to zombies, where is this? And well, if you listen to what Dr. Monty says in his trailer when he's here,
this is it. The ether, the infinite, the reality beyond the world you know, beyond your perception.
He says, this is it. The ether, the infinite, the reality beyond. Beyond the world you know, beyond your perception. And then we see he's in the forest and the Primus characters appear in front of him. So is Dr. Monty telling us that this forest is the ether? This is the infinite? Because this is a world beyond your perception, that is why things are different. That is why these zombies don't attack you. What exactly is the ether? Well, in our zombie storyline, in my opinion, it's never really been fully explained to us, although the ether is also a real life thing in quotation marks. In the 4th century BC, ether was the name that was given to the 5th element. It was what made up the worlds of the outer celestial spheres believed to surround our own. By the middle 17th century, the ether was used to describe the medium of space. Later on it was proved to not exist, but it exists in our zombie storyline. All we know is that the ether was one of the first things to exist alongside the Keepers and Dr. Monty. Those were the first 3 things in existence. We also have the Dark Ether, which is a physical space. Right now in our current storyline in Cold War or Modern Warfare 3, the Dark Ether is the place beneath creation. It holds all of the evil. So if that's what Dr. Monty is telling us, then possibly this forest is the ether. That is why these zombies don't attack our characters when they come here. That is also why when we die in BO3, whatever character you're playing as returns back to this forest, sitting on the log, whether it be the Shadows of Evil characters or Primus. And that is also why it was the final place the Primus and Ultimus characters, along with the children Samantha and Eddie, that's why this forest was the final place they came to end everything, to destroy the multiverse, banish everything back to the Dark Ether, and leave this one singular universe, which was supposed to be Cold War, for the children to grow up in. So there we go. Definitely leave any questions that you have in the comment section below. If I do a future one, I can then come back to this video to answer your guys' questions. But yeah, thank you all for watching. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed. Drop a like rating if you have, it's much appreciated. Also, subscribing to the channel really helps. Hopefully we can get to 700,000 subscribers soon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.